Are we ready for our next story? It's going to be, it's Mr. Croc. And this Mr. Croc story is called Knock, Knock, Mr. Croc. So, thank you to Joe Lodge, who writes and illustrates Mr. Croc books, and to Hodder Children's Books for allowing us to use this story today. Thanks so much. So, are we all ready to be crocodiles? Let's go. Snap, 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 snap. Snap, 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 snap. Snap, 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 snap. Now, in this storybook, we've got to find somewhere to knock. So have a look around the house if there's anything you can knock on. That's a good sound. Oh, once we've found somewhere to knock, we also need to shout, "What's the time, Mr. Croc?" Can we shout that together? Let's say, "What's the time, Mr. Croc?" And knock on our door. It's 8 o'clock. It's time to have a stretch. Are we ready to have a stretch, everybody? Oh, shall we stretch our arms? Just like Mr. Croc. Have a good stretch. Oh, that's better. Oh, let's turn over now. Are we all going to shout again? "What's the time, Mr. Croc?" Let's knock on the door. It's 9 o'clock. It's time to open our eyes. Have we all got our eyes wide open? Just like Mr. Croc. Now let's have another big shout. "What's the time, Mr. Croc?" Are we ready to knock on the door? It's 10 o'clock. It's time to brush my teeth. Did we all brush our teeth this morning? I know I did. Let's have another shout. "What's the time, Mr. Croc?" Let's knock on the door. It's 11 o'clock. It's time to read our stories. I think this might be our last shout, so make sure it's the loudest one. Are we ready? "What's the time, Mr. Croc?" Knock on the door. I wonder what time it could be. It's dinner time. Oh, I think Mr. Croc's feeling very hungry. I wonder what he's had to eat. Oh, maybe he's still thinking about it. I think, should we do our crocodile snaps to finish with? We'll say goodbye to Mr. Croc. And we'll go snap, 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 snap. Snap, 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 snap. Snap, 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 snap. And give ourselves a big clap for listening so well to that story and joining in too.